who also was Alice Cooper's golf mate, he would always dress up like Johnny Depp in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, he would dress up like...
Yeah,
Wow.
for Halloween. So that's kind of, I just remember that now. It's a couple Halloween games we played. He played up like, he dressed up like Jack Sparrow, and I never put it all together. But yeah, there you go. So I think Alice and Johnny Depp been friends for a while. My name is Jimmy Austin James.
Jimmy Austin James. How are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good actually. Now the summer's coming to an end.
Yeah.
We're getting some pretty good weather going on here.
Mhm.
Beautiful morning, as you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't get hot till right about now. The heat will start kicking in, but it's only supposed to hit 105 today.
What is it kind of that you're doing right now?
Well, I got like the art store going on. You know, I've always made jewelry and sold it on the side. Even when I was in Arizona and back in the 90s, I used to hang in Tempe and I used to sell jewelry up and down and run from the cops. I had a bicycle cart with my jewelry on it, and I'd go by the bars and hang out by the doors until the cops would show up, and I'd take off and then come back. And normally the cops didn't come because the owners called them. The cops came because they just seen me. Because the owners actually thought I was cool. They would invite me. They actually started inviting me into the bars in Tempe to sell my stuff because the cops were harassing me outside. So it was a really cool time back then too as well. And so when I came here and I seen that Sandy could make money off of that, because they said the only way you make money in the slabs back then was you had to dig a hole for someone's, for their gopher hole it's called. It's like when you pull in when someone pulls an RV in here for the winter and they find a camp that they like, a lot of times they'll have a hole dug and then they run their black water into that hole. They have like a little mini septic system put in basically. And so when I came here, everybody was really friendly, and every camp I went to, they'd offer you a beer and a joint because weed's legal here, and that was like my main selling point, that I could just smoke weed without being afraid of smoking weed. That's like what I love to do. But during the daytime, if you're walking around the slabs, you can almost walk up to anybody's camp and say hello, and they'll welcome you in, and you can hang out for a while and see what's going on there, and you know, and or at least talk to the person there. You know, everybody's pretty damn friendly. Well, that kind of changed though, because it became cliquey now. Everybody was like separated. So like a lot of people don't know who the hell's in the slabs anymore. And then we had a big influx of people coming in from the cities that were afraid of civil war breaking out, that came out here before summer hit. And then other people too traveling through, they come through. And then Saturdays are always wonderful because it's like the community barn dance basically at the range. And anybody that's totally poor here, if you're an artist and you end up selling your instrument to get drugs or whatever, or cigarettes or whatever your vice is, you can go to the range, and Builder Bill's got all the instruments, and as long as you treat his instruments well and don't be a dum-dum, he'll let you play his instruments and you get to perform at the range, and you know, it helps build up your self-esteem, and it creates that community tribal feel. Is what you can't really feel what the slabs is like right now until you've gone to the range. And really stayed here for at least a week. Because if you stay here a week, the Oasis Club will be open starting after Halloween, hopefully again. And you want to go there every morning to get coffee, because that's where everybody new goes and everybody that's been here goes. And get to meet all the dogs and the slabs too, in case you encounter them while you're hiking around.
Has life really changed here in the slabs from before COVID hit and then after COVID? Because
yeah, it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, how's it changed?
Well, when it first hit, everybody didn't know what was going on, so we kept doing what we were doing. But then we kept hearing stories out in the real world. So then all the clubs here that were still open serving coffee closed down, and they haven't reopened since. They're hopefully going to reopen soon now that like everybody's used to wearing masks and around people, and especially if you can't be socially distanced from each other. And the mountain had over 1,000 people a day coming in. And East Jesus would get about that many too, because most people know about the mountain. Most of them know about East Jesus as well. Have you been to East Jesus yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, you got to go over there.
Oh yeah.
And they're almost as popular as the mountain, so they get almost 1,000 people a day sometimes too. Some people get discouraged driving back there because you're actually in the slabs when you get to it. And a lot of people collect shit here, so it looks like a total bunch of tweaker camps every place you look. And some of the camps are burnt down to the ground from their disputes, and they burn down to the ground too because a lot of people build stuff here with burnable shit, and then they have a kitchen, And if they don't pay attention to their kitchen and their propane hoses or their gasoline stoves or whatever they're using,
All up in
a
front.
lot of times they'll light their own camp on fire accidentally. And then a lot of times, other times is because if you're hanging out with those tweakers, they're gonna eventually think you did something, and they'll come and burn your ass. You'll burn your ass out, and then you'll burn their ass out for burning your ass out. And then somebody will get it'll end up, usually like 6 camps will get burned down at one time when that happens. And it'll usually be over a total misunderstanding.
Yeah.
So now the visitors, it was really slow for a little bit when it first happened. And then when I started getting now, I get mostly local people and California people that like always wanted to come out to the slabs, but they were too busy in their real lives and never came out here. And now they're all unemployed, and so they're like, fuck it, let's go to the slabs for a day, and see if it's, and a lot of people want to really come out here and see if it's lawless or not. Like I've had people like driving around all day drinking while they're driving, and I'm like, dude, don't do that. The Imperial County Sheriff's out here, they'll nail you for drinking and driving. You ain't gonna get away with that shit.
Yeah.
We don't have no city police, but the county police are here.
Well, Jimmy, if you had to give one last piece of advice, what would it be?
People see when you're down, they come after you like you're prey. Just like in the wild when a coyote pack sees a weak animal, that's it. They're after it. They leave the rest of the pack alone. They just fuck with that weak one. Bad things happen as long as you can get out of them without being totally violated. Because some people get totally violated, you never recoup from, which is horrible. Nobody should ever have to do that in a lifetime. There's nothing wrong with stumbling and falling on your face, but you should be able to get back up, and clean the blood out of your nose.